All right, good morning and welcome to the work session for the County Commissioners for October 6th. We'll start with the correctional facility.
Morning,
Morning,
Jack.
Jack.
Requesting to ratify the payment of $2,148 Cleveland Brothers for the required annual maintenance and load test of the facility generator.
Okay. Any questions for Jack? Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Jack.
IT?
Morning, Commissioner.
Morning, Tim.
Morning, Tim.
IT's here requesting to ratify the purchase of the SQL Server migration support from Vision Government Solutions for $2,000.
Okay, thank you. Public safety, Greg? Morning, Greg.
Morning,
Morning,
Greg.
everyone.
I don't like that look.
Yeah, I wonder what's coming. It's been a great day.
It's only
This morning,
9:30.
we're just asking to ratify the work and approve the payment of $5,156.25 to the Scobell Company for repair and replacement of our building's water temperature mixing valves. If you weren't aware, we had no cold water in our building starting in June. So, yeah, I thought like we had like no water at all, but we just had no cold water. It was all hot. So, weird problem, but the design of that system was a little odd, but it's hopefully fixed for good. And
All right, any questions for Greg? Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
The courts? Good morning,
Heidi.
Heidi.
This morning, we're seeking to ratify contract renewal for 1 year for court reporter software with Neutrino Group for $595. I will note there was a discount on this because of software companies' confusion with the turnover on this. This is late by a month or so. There was some difficulty in getting the information from them to renew it. So normally it's like $656, I think. So they did give us a discount on that, just so we're not surprised next year when it's more.
More. Any questions for Heidi?
Remind us of that next year, though.
Yeah,
Don't forget.
exactly.
Thank you.
Thanks.
County Sheriff?
Morning, Dave.
Morning, Dave.
Morning, Dave.
Here to request approval to purchase a Phillips AED and a cabinet for the cell block area of the Judicial Center. The total would be $1,424. I may be able to get it cheaper. I'm gonna keep shopping around, but this is budgeted, and I'd like to have it in case we had an emergency in the cell block area.
So we just don't have one down there. I know we have others in various parts.
Yeah,
but-
we have one in this building in the hallway and one on the first floor
Yeah,
over
okay.
there, but moments matter
Yeah.
in a situation like that.
Yep,
and
understood.
I figure we're more apt to have with, bring somebody in on warrants or come down from court. It's very stressful, so.
Okay.
Dave, when you're still looking for prices, if you would compare it to a physio control for me, only because that's the monitor that the ambulance uses. And if we can get, what we do with other folks are, we do an exchange pad program, whereas when the pads get closer to their end date, we put them in the ambulance and exchange it back out because they're very costly. So if you can find a price for Phillips just to see what that is compared to the physio control,
Physio control?
yeah, that's what all the monitors in the main part of Crawford County are from the ambulance side. And the other thing is they integrate. So when you put the pads on, the ambulance comes, they're just gonna switch your plugs. If it's, they'll have to remove your pads and put new pads on if it's something else but physio, so.
Yeah,
It's comparable, so.
I looked at the Phillips because I talked to Greg Beveridge, and
Yeah.
he said that's what the county was
That's what they
using.
bought before, yeah.
But I'll get with you.
Only
about that.
because if we can exchange it, make it easier for the cost of the end, so.
Yeah, and the ambulance would be the one coming to get them
Yeah,
afterwards, so it
so-
would make sense. So I'll check into that.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
APO?
Morning,
Joe Trevor?
This is the ammo purchase. Both A and B go together. Requesting to approve the purchase of 16 cases of 40 Smith & Wesson 165 grain full metal jacket ball ammunition at $262.12 a case for a total of $4,193.92. That would be practice ammunition. The next item there, requested to approve 2 cases of Smith & Wesson 165 grain hollow point at $349.14 for a total of $698.28. This price quote that we got is from J.R. Moore, who is a CoStar contract through the PA Police in Pittsburgh. He has told me that we're probably not going to see this ammo for 2 years.
Yeah.
So we are still waiting for the ammo that we purchased last year The only reason we're purchasing this year is we're running dangerously low of running out of ammo. Not to do our day-to-day job, but for sending people to training, stuff like that. If he can't get us our ammo next year, I don't know if we have to go outside the scope of CoStar contracting. I don't want to do that, but if someone else has ammo that I need to send someone to keep their certification with the state up, that's something I'll have to look into next year, if someone can get us ammunition. I know the sheriff's running into the similar problem with getting ammo here. But once the ammo starts coming in, you know, we have it ordered. It's just, I just don't know when this is coming. I'm
Sure.
waiting for last year's order still, so that's why I'm ordering it this year, just because it might be 2 years till we see it.
So the state requires certification, qualification, et cetera.
Correct.
Are they doing anything to help alleviate this situation, knowing that we're not the only department in the Commonwealth that's facing the same situation?
We've talked to the Firearms Commission, which has just recently transferred underneath the umbrella of PCCD from state parole, which is only 2 gentlemen at this time, but I've talked to them about it, and they've said that they've talked to CoStar vendors, and everyone's experiencing the same problem. So I don't know what the answer, I can't say that the state has talked to any manufacturers or anything like that, but it's across, I would say it's across the nation, not just Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've talked to other agencies, Dave, or not, so.
I got ammo ordered from last year. They told me to order next year.
Yeah,
Okay,
And yet they're not willing, excuse me, to relieve the certification requirement in light of the fact that you can't get the ammunition in order
they have not come to that
point yet.
where they're gonna waive it, because you have to pass, you know,
Sure.
a qualification course every year for that, so they haven't come to that yet, because everyone isn't completely empty at this point. I'm sure if it comes to that point and I was to call, obviously if I had ammunition and Dave needed something, I mean, we work in the same county, we'd help each other out. Other agencies might do that for each other when it comes to someone losing their certification, but we'd owe that ammo back to them at some point.
Okay.
You know, if I borrow a case from Erie County, I'd be on the hook for a case back to them at some point. You know, but it's something that other counties are willing to do and help each other out if it comes to that point. But we're not quite there yet, but it's
okay.
there. And,
The boat deck talking about reducing the number of rounds for qualification.
okay. And that's something that they've talked about in our Firearms Commission yet, is what, also is that they might reduce the rounds, same as what Dave just said, so instead of shooting 60 rounds per officer per qualification, drop it to 40, 30, just change it up. It's all percentage game anyhow, so, you know, so. And then, the third thing here today, we're requesting signatures for the 2021-2022 fiscal year. It's now called Continuing County Adult Probation Parole Grant. This is formerly titled Grant and Aid. Officially, I got a letter 2 weeks ago from PCCD. They officially own that pot of money now. It is no longer the state. We would have just signed this a few months ago for our 2021. And now, since PCCD just took over, this grant will backdate to July 1st of this year and run till June 30th of next year. It is for the exact same amount. It is not competitive this year for the first year. It is for $97,180. That is the same amount that we received last year. And they are sending us a formula as to, they have a certain amount of money, and next year all 67 counties are going to be put into a formula. And if you pass your audit, you do certain things depending on caseload. That'll be the amount of money that you're granted. So I don't know what next year will look like, but we will obviously apply for the grant. But this year, we just have to sign. So I just need your signatures. If we sign and we submit the data, which Bonnie has already entered into PCCD, we'll get this $97,180.
And yesterday too, Trevor, just to
Yes.
fill you in, Bruce Harlan had talked to Francis and I and Stephanie at the budgetary meeting about the stop grant, you know, being okay, he thinks, but that apparently every year they'll drop a county and add a new county, and we're not one of those counties that have been dropped yet, so he said there's always that chance. And I said, well, that's kind of news to us too, we didn't know that. He said that occasionally, I guess when new counties come on through that program, they just drop one. Is that correct, Stephanie, from what he said?
That's what he said. He said they also base it on apparently internally they score us
Yeah.
based on how well we administer our grants, and that's grants in total, it's not just each singular,
Yeah,
so.
just wanted to know if you knew that or not, but I was kind of surprised to hear that, so.
With the grant and aid, as long as we pass our yearly audit, they will factor in how many people we have on supervision. They will factor in how many people are
Okay.
on max supervision. How many, those are new things that never happened before. They factor in the amount of people on supervision. So obviously, bigger counties are gonna have more people on supervision overall.
Okay,
I don't see them taking away this grant 100%. Like we have the drug and alcohol RIP grant that we apply for every year. That's more like the STOP grant. That's very competitive. They could drop us at some point with that and say, you know, you're not getting any of that money. With this grant and aid, as long as counties are doing what they need
Supposed
to,
to do.
they're going to get something. But I agree that with PCCD being in charge now, it's a very competitive,
okay,
and they expect quarterly. Prior years, when it was the state, I reported my stats on December 31st, once a year. PCCD wants them every quarter.
Okay.
So it's just a different reporting now.
okay, thank you.
So, thank you.
Okay, the Crawford County Treasurer, Christine Krzyjak.
Good morning.
Good morning, Christine.
I'm here requesting to approve the purchase of two Dell Latitude 3520 with WD 195 dock at the total cost of $2,587.12. This cost will be split evenly between the treasurer's and the tax claim budget, and it was in the 2021 budget for these offices.
Okay,
Next, I'm requesting to approve the payment to government software services for the printing and shipment of the 2021 per capita tax bills in the amount of $8,584.86. This will be half reimbursed through the municipalities. They pay their half of it too, so.
okay,
And requesting to approve the payment to government software services for the binding of the 2021 per capita tax duplicates in the amount of $888.81. And this also will be split one-half reimbursement with the municipalities.
any question for Christine? Thank you.
Thank you.
Crawford County Care Center.
Good morning.
Morning, Tony.
Morning, Tanya.
I'm requesting to approve the transportation services contract with Vantage Home Medical Equipment.
Okay,
Requesting to approve the purchase order for 360 Care to provide replacement hearing aids for one resident in the amount of $3,788.16, and this would be paid through the hearing aid service expense.
okay,
Requesting to approve the purchase of 2 oxygen concentrators from Direct Supply in the total amount of $1,297.98, and this would be paid through COVID funding.
okay,
Request to approve the labor and supplies from Pack Industries for a drum puller in the amount of $725. This would be paid through the maintenance machine repair.
and this will allow us to fix that one washing machine with a bad drum. It actually pulls the drum and
Okay.
shapes it.
Correct. Requesting to approve the purchase of a PTAC unit from Direct Supply in the amount of $771 to be paid from maintenance minor equipment.
Okay,
And request to ratify the payment to CMS in the amount of $650 for a civil money penalty.
okay. Any
Okay.
questions for Tony? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
Crawford County Planning.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Zach.
First item this morning, we're requesting to ratify payment to the Department of Transportation for $2,882.62. This is a correction on the Conneaut Lake Revitalization Phase 2 TA set-aside program. The project had a overestimate by the inspector that PennDOT had caught. We've already received this amount from the contractor back. We just need to send this to the state to cover that overage.
That was gonna be my question.
Yep, yep, we've already gotten the check from the contractor. They were aware of the overage. So, second, we are requesting to approve payment of 2 invoices to Titusville Herald for the associated with the Admire Complex CDBG project. These amounts are paid out of the Titusville CDBG program. The first is a notice for invoice is in the first notice for a Fonzie. Fonzie is finding of no significant impact for the environmental review. $204.45. The second one is the second notice for the same amount, and that should not be that should not be $38.04. It should be $384. I will verify that. I think that was a typo on my part. Next, we're asking for approval of a payment for an invoice for Western Pennsylvania Newspaper Company in the amount of $429.37. This is an advertisement associated with the ARC Power Erie to Pittsburgh Trail Project. It is covered out of the ARC Power grant. This was for a publishment in Clarion County because our ARC Power project is 3 different counties. We have to publish the environmental review process in each of those 3 counties. So we will also be in the future receiving one for McKean County as well. We are also requesting approval for reimbursement to Conneaut Township in the amount of $43,465.13. This is for the completion of the Wallace Avenue Bridge Replacement Project. It is paid for out of the county's Act 13 at-risk bridge program, and it covers the 5% that the local municipality had to pay into the TIP project. So the federal and state picked up 95%. This is the 5% of the total project cost. And then finally, we are requesting approval for a payment on an invoice to Lindy Paving Company in the amount of $23,018.75 for the City of Meadville's 2019 curbing projects. Those are paid out of the City of Meadville CDBG program.
Any questions for Zach? Oh,
That amount is $388.40.
$388.40? Okay,
Correct, for the invoice.
okay, thank you.
thank you. County maintenance?
Morning.
Morning, Mark.
Requesting to ratify hiring the Wilkins Company to make repairs to the fire alarm at the former Quality Living Center for $1,975.
Okay,
Requesting to approve the invoices from the Eads Group for Federal Bridge Inspection Number 20, Estimate 15, for $13,972.74 to be paid for with liquid fuels money. Requesting to approve paying an invoice for the courthouse remodeling project, the new treasurer's office, in the amount of $19.86 from Home Depot.
okay,
Requesting to approve invoices for the new backup 911 center project at the fairgrounds in the amount of $7,451.85.
okay,
Requesting to ratify invoices for the courthouse remodeling project, the existing commissioners' conference room, in the amount of $1,849.22. That carpeting hasn't been put in, so I guess that doesn't need ratified. Jen put that on there because the paint has been purchased. I don't know if that's a big
either
hiccup
way,
or
it doesn't really
anything.
matter, I don't think, so.
Yeah.
We're good with it. Okay, any questions for Mark? Thank you, Mark. Human Services, back to her old self again in old form, she's,
And I'm at the bottom of the list.
yeah,
Don't take it personally.
Okay. First item I have is a contract with Bonded Services Corporation for janitorial services. Cost is $2,080 a month, and the cost to the county is $311.51. Next is a lease agreement with Economic Progress Alliance of Crawford County, effective 4/1 of '22 through 3/31 of '25. This is a lease for 33,962 square feet of space, and the cost to the county is $4,300.96 a month, plus $48.47 a month for a maintenance fee. Next is a contract with Lindstar for their preventative maintenance and remedial maintenance service for our door security equipment. This runs from 10/14 of '21 to 10/13 of '22. This has increased by $100. The total this year is $2,300. Next is ratification of the purchase requisitions from the Center for Family Services for the payment for the emergency rental assistance program from 3/17 of '21 through 9/15 of '21. We're going back to March because there were some pickup payments that came through. The breakdown is $949,704.74 for rent, $269,904.67 for utilities, house stability, $48,025.75, admin, $47,447.85, and a 25-cent overpayment adjustment. The total is $1,315,082.76. And there's no county match on those funds. That's
I'd
been
like to hear that.
distributed.
Is there, what's the timeline now? What's the deadline? It was extended to,
I think it's September, but it might be March. Do you remember, Stephanie?
2, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so there's still an opportunity to go to the Center for Family Services, there's still
Mhm.
some,
And there's also an opportunity that, we had to submit a report to the state, and they will be reallocating funds that, appear not to be,
oh,
allocated or,
Okay.
obligated from other counties, so there
Okay,
could be
great.
some adjustment.
thank you.
Plus, there's also ERAP 2 that came out, which was another $1.7 million to Crawford County.
Okay,
We're not quite sure how to distribute that yet. They just gave us the money, but they didn't really give us.
so that
the
would bring us to
direct-
6.7 million, right? Is that roughly ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Close to something.
Close
Do
to
we have another agreement?
We haven't even received the first one yet from the state. So I've been told we should send thank yous for the donation of money because they've never finalized and sent us the signed copy. I mean, we've signed, but we haven't received a copy back.
Um,
For ERAP 2, there's nothing.
Yeah, we just received the check.
Okay, so they just announced it, but we haven't received it.
Yeah, we
have-
received it. Mm-hmm.
And are we planning to have Center for Family Services administered? That's, I
Yeah.
guess, the agreement.
Yes.
A new agreement for
Do
that,
we have a
correct?
new
Yes.
agreement for
No,
that?
not yet,
Okay.
because we are waiting for the directions and some of
Okay.
the ins and outs before we draw up a contract
Okay.
with them.
All right.
Next is a creation of 5 CYS caseworker per diem positions. With our CYS staff shortages, we'd like to create these positions to assist in the delivery of services, ensure the health and safety of children in care. Each position will be no more than 1,560 hours a year at a rate of $35 per hour. This is no more than 30 hours a week, but we're thinking it's gonna be a lot less than that. Next is the CCHS Advisory Board recommendation of a Jennifer Elizabeth Glover. She would be finishing the term vacated by Peggy Johnston, and Jennifer's term would run from 10/13 of '21 through December 31st of 2023. We continue to advertise on the county website and word of mouth through our caseworkers, reaching out to families and consumers who may be interested in being on the board. Ms. Glover is a lifelong Crawford County resident, and she's been very active in our community. And then we will still be left with 2 openings, so if anybody's interested or have any referrals, have them give me a call. Next is a contract with Water Logic USA for a 36-month rental agreement on 2 dispensers for the first floor office space. Units are larger and have a larger cold water storage capacity. Increases $2.41, and plus there's a one-time fee of $400. 2122 revised contract with American Program Bureau for the keynote speaker at the annual trauma conference. The date has been pushed out to March because of COVID, so we're just changing the date. The amount is still $5,500, all paid with SOC grant funds. Contract with UPMC Western Psychiatric Hospital Youth and Family Institute for the design and implementation of appropriate web-based survey and training for our local data collectors. We have a project called the Hope Project of Meadville that focuses on the section of Meadville and is looking at trauma and how to connect people to needed services and engage them in their community. This contract would run from 10/1/21 to 9/30/22. The cost is $10,000, all paid with SOC grant funds. 2122 CYS JPO contract with Family Services of Northwest PA for the delivery of various levels of service, kinship care, foster care, family preservation, family behavioral therapy, intensive family brief services, MST, home studies, and updates of the Interstate Compact and family functional therapy. Family functional therapy is new to this contract. In the past, it had been paid with grant funding. The focus of this program is to reduce negativity and blame in families and create a more positive relationship with the families. Next is the 21-22 CWAS contract with Pressley Ridge for the delivery of specialized residential services, children 6 to 21 who have developmental disabilities or a mental health diagnosis and require some specialized care. Cost of the county is $43.75 a day. 21-22 SOC contract with Stanley Morowski, PhD, for consultation and technical assistance with grant writing, strategic planning, etc. Total cost $8,500, which is what we paid last year. The contract will run from 10/1/21 to 9/30/22, and this is all paid with SOC grant funds. 21-22 COS contract with Meadville Medical Center, the Mind Body Wellness Center, for the delivery of psychiatric, neuropsychiatric services, and also court testimony. Same services delivered at the same rates as last year. And the last item is a 21-22 mental health ID EI contract with United Community Independence Programs for delivery of in-home and community supports, behavior supports, supports in a medical environment, and recreational and leisure time activities. Same services delivered at the same rates as last year.
Any questions for Gail? I would just say that there's positions here, if you know somebody who's kind of winding down a long career, who might want to do some per diem work, if you know, right?
If I know of anybody,
Okay, I
I'll
was
send them your
checking.
way.
But the CYS workers, hopefully that works out for some
Thank
these
you.
people. Thank you.
Thanks, Gail.
She didn't get the hint of that at all, Francis.
Oh, she got it.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning,
Morning,
Brittany.
Brittany.
I'm requesting ratification for the 2021 Raskini agreement for reporting and filing of the 1095s.
Okay, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Finance, Stephanie?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Stephanie.
For your approval, I have 2 invoices totaling $54,446. The first is to Community Health Services. It's for the August 2021 trip reimbursement, invoice number 155, in the amount of $52,732. That comes from the Human Services Block Grant. The second is to Svets Energy Services. It's our 2021 Energy Procurement Services 4th quarter payment. The invoice number is 93521 in the amount of $1,714. Comes from Building and Grounds Consulting Services. And for ratification, I have 2 invoices totaling $681,939.68. The first is to RE Michael Company. It's for a curb adapter for the HVAC system at the correctional facility. The invoice number is 30496-300. The amount is for $1,046, and that will be coming from our ARPA for the ventilation system out there. And finally, PA County's health insurance, our October 2021 health insurance payment, invoice number 71219-0, in the amount of $680,893.68, coming from insurance premiums.
Any questions for Stephanie? Okay. And then from the Commissioner's Office, I'll take the first one. It's a requesting to approve Victoria L. Soft to the America 250 PA Advisory Committee representing Crawford County. We were asked to provide a name that would be something proactive. Tourism was one of the discussion points in that group, and Victoria being in charge of tourism here, we thought would be a good person to put in that position. Any questions about that, Mr. Soft?
No, I have a lot of questions.
Okay. Good.
No, thank
Okay.
you.
And go ahead.
We have an Act 146768 notifications from KCI Technologies of the intent to file application with the PA Department of Environmental Protection for a water management permit and an E109998 permit for the rehabilitation construction project at Pymatuming State Park, Tuttle Beach Campground facilities located in North Shenango Township. Next is an Act 146768 notification from Dice Helmia Engineering Incorporated for a PA DEP water quality management and NPDES permit for the small flow treatment facility located in Woodcock Township. The last notification is an Act 146768 and 127 from Greenman Pedersen Inc. to file a PA DEP Chapter
Department Chapter 105, water obstruction and encroachment permit application for the N1 Harmonsburg Pump Station Rehabilitation Project located in Summit Township.
That was a lot. Those things. Thank you. Okay. Our next full session will be October 13th, a work session the 20th, another full session on the 27th. Anyone for public comment? Not hearing any? Commissioner comments. Commissioner Weiderspan.
I have nothing today, sir.
Commissioner Stahl.
Ask your friends and neighbors, we need poll workers. So, please consider talking to your circle of friends and family and encourage them to contact our voter services office and sign up to be a poll worker, please.
All I'd say is I continually thank Meadville Medical Center for taking on the vaccine project and the booster project. Everything that I've seen and been involved with has been very smooth and handled very well. It's nice to have an independent hospital in our county is doing such a great job, so we really appreciate that. With that, any other business at all? Okay, see you next week.